In this video, I'm just continuing to provide the solutions to the EViews part of question 1 in the week 9 practice questions. And we're starting with question 5 here. So this is the result so far. In the previous video, I just estimated this equation. I think I will save it. To do that, I'm going to press a name, and I will call this model 1 as the questions ask you to do. And now you can see a new object has appeared in my work file. This designates that it's an equation, and that's the name that I just gave it. So question 5 says to create a new set of variables PR1, PR2 and PR3 by multiplying the relevant APR variable by 100. So to generate a new series, I will go to Quick, Generate Series, enter equation. So my equation will be that PR1 is equal to APR1 times 100. And you can see that a new series PR1 just arrived here in the work file object. And I'll repeat that for the other two price series. So now I want PR2, the price of brand 2 tuna in cents, to be equal to the price of brand 2 tuna in dollars times 100. Okay, another variable arrived, and one last new series for now. Price 3 is going to be equal to the price in dollars times 100 to get it into cents. And now if I just quickly have a look at APR1, so this was 66 cents, 62 cents, 62 cents as the first three observations. If I now go into PR1, which was one of the new series I just created, 66, 62, 62. So those values are just 100 times the those in the original series. So that is question 5 done. We're then asked to estimate a new model using those new series that we just created. And so to do that, I'm going to go Quick, Estimate Equation. Cell 1 is my dependent variable, space. I want an intercept constant, so I'll put C there. Then I want to use the three new variables I created. They were PR1, PR2, and PR3. The prices of the different brands of tuna, all now in cents. Keeping the default least squares estimation with a full sample, I'll press OK. And there is the estimation output, which I will save immediately by pressing this name button. And I'm going to call this model 2. Now, I want to look at this one and compare it to the previous model that we estimated, so I'm just going to double click on that. And there they are together. Now, you can see that by transforming these three variables by multiplying them by 100, the intercept constant did not change. It was the same in both models. But when you look at the slope coefficients, so that's these three here, each of them is 100 times lower than the starting point. So, for example, this one here is the originally estimated coefficient divided by 100. And there was a question here as to whether these coefficients were a little bit more easier to interpret. I think it is the case, because over here what we were saying was a $1 increase in the price of tuna would lead to this change in the quantity demanded, but it's somewhat unrealistic to have a $1 price change when we saw earlier that the prices are typically under $1. This one here is more convenient because it tells us what the change is in the expected change is in the quantity demanded when price changed by 1 cent. So here we can say if the price of brand 1 goes up by 1 cent and the price of the other two goods are held constant, that on average we would expect to sell about 470 less cans of tuna per week of that brand. Okay, so that is question 6 taken care of. Then we're asked to do something similar in question 7 in terms of creating some new variables. So I'm going to close these two down. And what we want to do is create a logged form of each of these 3 price variables, as well as a logged form of this quantity demanded of brand 1. So I'm going to do that fairly quickly. Quick generate series. Log of sal 1 is going to be equal to log of sal 1. It doesn't really matter if I use capitals or lowercase here, because EViews interprets them essentially as being the same thing. You saw this new series just arrived on the scene. I will do the same for log. So I'm creating a logged version of the price of brand 1. I'll now generate the same thing for brand 2. And finally, brand 3. So just finally, this is the name that I'm giving to the new series, which can't include any spaces, which is why I've got this underscore here. And then the equals is saying how are the values in that series going to be calculated. And here I'm using a function, the log function, which is telling EViews to take the log, which is the natural log, or LM, of each observation in the APR3 series, which is the price of brand 3 in different periods. Okay, I'll do that, and a new series is created. That is requirement 7 finished, and then I'm asked in question 8 to estimate another model, so I'll do that with quick and estimate equation. Now I want to have a relationship, look at the relationship between log of sal 1, that's our dependent variable. I want a constant intercept coefficient, and then my dependent variables are going to be the log of APR1 space the log of APR2 space and the log of APR3. Keeping the default options again, I'll press OK, and there is the estimation output, which I will name as model 3. And we'll stop there, and there'll be one more video where I'll just go through the remaining EViews aspects of this question.